Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some things that I learned hanging out with two of the top decluttering experts in the world. I spent some time with Dana from A Slob Comes Clean and Dawn from The Minimal Mom. They invited me to go to Texas to film a course with them about decluttering. And so I was sort of fangirling a little bit because I've been following Dana forever and I just adore Dawn. So this was like, it was very exciting for me. So I packed my bags, I got on a plane, I flew to Texas to meet these girls and design a course. So I'm going to tell you what I learned from them, some of the things that really honestly surprised me. The first thing that I learned is there's more than one way to skin a cat. Where did that saying come from? Is there more than one? It doesn't matter. The point is there's more than one way to declutter. And I mean, I know this, we know there's a lot of different methods, but what was really eye-opening to me is how much we didn't agree on things, how we had completely different approaches to get to the same end game. So for me, I started out organizing. I wanted to get my stuff organized, and then I realized all my stuff doesn't fit in all these bins, or like, I want to organize the closet, but I have, like, it will never happen because I have more stuff than could possibly fit in there. So then it was picking, okay, well, what's the best that I want to keep in here, and then what can go. And for Dawn, she was so inspired by Joshua Becker to become a minimalist that she really took the approach of what is really serving me, what is really important, and all the rest of the stuff can go. And then Dana, she shared that she came from a place of giving up. Like, she hit rock bottom. She struggled to let go. She struggled with organization. She finally got to a point in her life where she was like, listen, I'm never going to do all these amazing things that I tell myself I'm going to do. I'm just giving up and getting rid of everything, and how life-changing that was for her. So we all had different approaches, we all have different methods, but at the end of the day, we all have the same result, and we all have the same effect from that result, which is this life-changing, passion-inspiring, just like absolute joy that we feel from how easy our life is now and wanting to share that joy with others. So we fought a little bit.
I don't really know what you're going. What are we going for? Okay, wait.
So my biggest takeaway from this trip was to never stop failing, to never stop trying. Even if you fail, to try again and fail, and try again and fail, because that's how all of us learned what works for us. It's from failing. It's from knowing what doesn't work for us, for trying again and again and again and again, and picking ourselves up off the floor and trying one more thing a little different until we finally click and find that thing that works for us. And so that was just so inspiring to me. The other thing I learned hanging out with these amazing ladies was that I want to learn from someone who has struggled, right? I didn't even realize that I'm doing this, but all the beauty experts I follow, like if I'm following a makeup artist, you better not be naturally gorgeous. You know what I mean? I don't want you to show me how you were born beautiful and just enhance it. I want to show how you have all the same ugliness that I have and you make it better. I want to see somebody with wrinkles and acne and someone who can show me how to be the best version of myself. And I think that's the same with decluttering experts and organizing experts. I want to learn from somebody who's been where I am, who struggles, who wasn't just born with the gift. I want to know how I can also have the gift, and I'm not going to just be magically born with it. Teach me how to learn, right? And I think that's what's so special about all three of us, is that we all were super slobs. We're all still recovering super slobs, which leads me to the next thing that I really learned from them, and is they're not perfect either. And this was very refreshing because I know people say like, oh, sometimes my house gets a little messy, but I'm like, does it? Or are you just saying that to be relatable? Do you really have your stuff together and you just like, you know what I mean? But they don't either. I mean, they do, but they don't. And so that made me feel so much better, because I was like, you guys are real people. And yes, you're decluttering experts, and yes, your house is simplified and it's easier to take care of, and you're teaching other people, and Dana's written books on it. But everyone, all of us, we admitted that sometimes our house still gets messy and that we're always still learning and we're not perfect. And that was just so refreshing. Yeah, it was, there's real people with real clutter and real families and real issues who've made a real difference in their life. And I was so inspired by that. A really important thing that I learned from Dana is that everyone has a different speed of decluttering. And so for me and for Dawn, we both are less sentimental when it comes to our stuff. And so it's still hard to let go, but we're like, okay, no, we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this. Whereas Dana is coming from a place where she needs everything, you guys. And I've had clients like this, but it's been really hard for me to relate to that. And so Dana showed me a decluttering technique that she uses for people like her who honestly want to keep everything and feel a need that they have to keep everything, and how you can take the emotion out of it. And so for me, when I'm dealing with a client, it's all about emotion. I'm like, let's rip off that Band-Aid, let's get to your why, let's make you cry, let's feel all the feelings so we can move past it. But she really showed me a gentle, slow and steady approach that I had never thought of before. And I was like, it's like that Dunning-Kruger effect. You know, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I just always think of Freddy Krueger. But basically what it means is the more you know, the more you realize you know nothing. That the more you learn about something, the more you learn there's so much more to learn. So even though I've been doing this for 10 years and I've read every book and I've read all these things, I learned so much spending time with these girls. I learned about minimalism from Dawn, which I always thought was very extreme, and I had a real misconception about it. And I think they both had misconceptions about organization, and so they learned something too. And it was just such an amazing experience. I came home feeling more inspired, more motivated than I have in a really long time. Excited to grab a bag and purge my house. I got off the plane, I came home, I had to quarantine, and I'm like, I'm stuck in this bedroom, but I am decluttering this bedroom. So that brings me to sharing about this course. Yes, it's a shameless plug, but honestly, I'm so excited for this. This is the three of us getting together, sharing our stories, sharing what works for us, teaching you step by step how to take your house back. It doesn't open until January 1st, but we're doing an early bird sale where you can save 20% and get it for $79. There's a ton of printables. There's a whole bunch of decluttering techniques in here. There's ways to just be happy with what you have, and we all have a different approach to that too. If you're looking for inspiration and motivation and you haven't found it yet, I would just really recommend checking it out. So I'm going to put the link to this down below and the coupon code so you can save your 20% off. And I'm going to show you the little promo right now.
So excited to share with you our new course, Take Your House Back. Especially if decluttering hasn't worked for you in the past, we want to support you in this process.
I think what makes this so special is not only do we all talk about the same amazing ways that simplifying change your life, but we've all been there. We're all recovering super slobs. We know what it's like to be mortified by your place or overwhelmed, not knowing where to start. And in this course, you're going to learn all the tools, all of our tips and secrets to take back control of your stuff and your home.
So we're going to talk about 3 different specific areas, which is how to have less, how to actually declutter, get stuff out of your house, how to do less, because that's what we all really want, right? And we're going to talk about how to want less, because ultimately that's the goal, is to really change the way that we view our homes and the way that we view life.
So I'm Dawn from The Minimal Mom.
I'm Cass from Clutterbug.
I'm Dana from A Slob Comes Clean.
And I think you're going to find that we understand what you're going through. We've all been there where we felt overwhelmed, we felt embarrassed, we felt lazy, we felt unorganized.
And together, we're going to help you take your house back. Except it's take back your house.
Oh, okay, so
Is
one more time
it?
then.
No, I think it's take your house back.
Oh, yay!
Boom!
I got it!
Yeah, all right.
Okay, that's
Perfect.
Thank you guys so much for those of you who have stayed to the end. so I did go to Texas, and I had to fly to Texas, and I was so scared because of COVID, and I wasn't sure if I should do this. We were really safe though. We didn't go anywhere, and Joe was like, listen, it's only $100 to upgrade to business class, but I'll feel better if you don't have to wait in line and if you don't have to sit by a lot of people on the plane. And I was like, hold the phone, Joe, business class? I've never, obviously, rode in business class because we don't spend money on stuff like that. And well, that sounds crazy. It isn't first class, but it's bougie, you guys. There was a plug in my chair to charge my phone, which made me very excited. The seat was huge. I had nobody sitting beside me because the airplane didn't have a lot of people on it because it's COVID time and only idiots fly right now or out of necessity. So anyways, and they gave me food. It was like cheese and fruit. And they offered me wine, and I don't drink, but I asked for orange juice in a fancy glass so I could feel the whole experience. And it was so worth the $100. And I'm never going to want to not fly business class again, but I will never pay for that again. But that's not my point. My point is, it was just so cool. And then when we got there, I took an Uber to the house. We were staying in a house, and it had been completely disinfected, so I felt really safe, but we're not going to go out to get food or anything, right? So we're ordering Uber Eats. First of all, this is my first time riding in an Uber because I'm a country bumpkin. Second of all, I've never ordered food to my house except for pizza in my life. So I had to figure out how to use the app. But then I had a Starbucks coffee delivered to my door, and she texted me when she got there, and I felt like I had made it, you guys. I don't know. If you live somewhere where there's Uber Eats, you're probably like, what? It's no big deal. But I felt like I had made it. Being like, what do I feel like? Oh, I feel like some Tex-Mex delivered to your door. They text you. It's just like, yes, it was amazing. And then here's the best part. So I live in Canada. So when I came home from Texas, I have to quarantine for 14 days. And because I have other family in the house, I have to quarantine to my bedroom. So I'm not allowed to leave the bedroom for 14 days. So I wore a mask to go from the car to the bedroom, and now I'm just staying in the bedroom, which means my husband is doing all the cooking and the cleaning, and they're bringing me all my meals and snacks and leaving them outside the door. Wait. I have a bell. I have a bell if I need them. So I want to say that quarantining for 14 days is terrible, but I'm also saying if you're a stressed out mom who feels like you're doing everything, maybe you have a business trip you have to take to another place where you'll have to quarantine and come back. I'm just saying, I really miss my family, but laying in bed all day, watching Hallmark Christmas movies while they bring me all my meals and all of my snacks and clean the house, it's rough, you guys. It's rough, but I think I'm gonna make it.